Welcome to Rouse Rising. I'm your holistic homesteader, Katie, and today I am sharing with you a little bit of a pantry restock. We are going to be making some coffee creamer from scratch, some powdered coffee creamer. If you want to get rid of all those nasty ingredients in your coffee creamer, check out this recipe. I think you're really going to like it. We're also going to be making some hot cocoa and restocking some snacks and things in the pantry. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Leave a comment down below and let me know how you're doing this week. And if you've made it this far already, go ahead and give this video a like and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the Rouse Rising family. Let's get into it. Today, we are going to be making a dairy-free powdered, or kind of powdered. It might be a little chunky, but we're going to be making a dairy-free creamer. Now, I know a lot of you that follow my channel have to be dairy-free either for your nursing baby or for your autoimmune issue, or maybe you have lactose intolerance or whatever. And you are looking for a delicious creamer recipe that's not chocked full of seed oils and nasty preservatives and all the horrible things that you find in the grocery store creamers. I mean, come on, guys, just check out the ingredients list of the creamers at the grocery store, and you are going to be appalled at all of the different things that they put into those creamers. So here we're just going to do a whole foods based, coconut creamer, and I'm going to share it with you all today. So the first thing I did was I just found a powdered collagen that helps give a little bit more body and volume to the creamer, as well as supplies a little bit of nutrition. But there are people out there that say bovine collagen is not easily processed by the body, it doesn't do you any good, etc., etc. But I am sure that there is some nutrition in this collagen. Plus, I like the way it makes my coffee taste. I like that it adds a thickness to it. If you don't look at the coffee, then it feels like the coffee has milk in it. But if you look at the coffee with this creamer in it, it's still going to be a very dark coffee. I just play a trick on myself, and I try to ignore the fact that the coffee is still dark, and I focus on the fact that it tastes creamy, and that is because of the addition of the collagen to this. So I'm using a powdered collagen. That is because that's what I have, and I don't think a liquid collagen would work well in this recipe. I do take a liquid collagen supplement, and I always share that down below with you all in the video's description. It is from Modere, so if you are looking for a collagen supplement that is liquid, you can check down in the video's description. I'm not here to debate the quality of collagen. That is up to you. Use your discretion, pick your collagen, all that stuff. Being a wise, informed consumer. For the purposes of this video, I found this collagen at Grocery Outlet, and it was just what I needed for this particular recipe that I wanted to share with you guys. So we're starting out with about 1.5 to 2 cups of collagen. It was a 16-ounce container, and then I'm adding 2 cups of coconut creamer. I got this powdered coconut cream from Azure Standard, and I was so happy to find it because I was really looking for a way to make my coffee making process more streamlined, and this is it, because I was putting in a spoonful of sugar, a spoonful of collagen, and then dumping some coconut milk in there. Now all I have to do is take a couple spoonfuls of this, and I'm done. I don't have to get out the separate containers for each individual ingredient. So that's why I wanted to make this particular coconut creamer. Just ease of life, one less step in the morning. And anytime I can combine things like this, for instance, the hot cocoa we're going to make later on in this video, anytime I can combine the ingredients in bulk and have it sitting on the shelf already put together, I'm going to do that. I have that for my ranch dressing, for different kinds of powdered mixes, for the hot cocoa you saw, now this coconut creamer. And so we're just trying to minimize the steps that we have to take in everyday life when it comes to food preparation. So we're being smart about it, and we're preparing things well in advance and making sure that we have enough so that we can get through the next month. And that's what we've done here. This is about a month's worth of coconut creamer for my coffee and my teas. and I'm excited about that. So once everything's in the container, we're just going to shake it up and get it all really well incorporated. And then we're just going to leave this out on the countertop next to the coffee pot. And it should store well for a few months, I would imagine. Now, your coconut cream and your coconut sugar, they do like to clump, and one of the reasons why I added the collagen was to provide some separation between the granules of sugar and the granules of coconut cream. Otherwise, you'll end up with a hard rock mass of coconut cream and sugar in your glass jar or in your container. So that is another reason that we added the collagen to this recipe. Because I had space in the rest of my jar, I went ahead and added more coconut palm sugar and more coconut cream just to fill up the jar, and that's it. But you can go with the ratio 2 cups of collagen, 2 cups of coconut cream, 2 cups of coconut palm sugar for your mixture, and then adjust it to your liking. So this is all set, and we are ready to move on to the next task. I'm going to start restocking my pantry, and I'm going to make some hot cocoa mix with you all. So for this coconut creamer, I use 2 tablespoons per my 20 ounce of coffee. You can use more or less. And then when I share the hot cocoa mix recipe, that is about 1 to 2 tablespoons per 8 ounces of water, depending on how thick and creamy and chocolatey. But before we get to the hot cocoa mix, I'm going to go ahead, and since I have this coconut palm sugar here already, I'm going to put it in its long-term storage container. I say long-term, but it's a couple of months worth of coconut palm sugar for our family. And I am using this glass Vlasic pickle jar. It's really pretty. I do need to clean the label off. I just haven't taken the time to do that since I cleaned this jar up to use it for food preservation. This is like one of those really large Vlasic jars. So check those out at Walmart. If your kids like pickles, you can start bringing home those jars and reusing them for food. So I keep my coconut palm sugar in here, and I got this from Azure. It's a little bit clumpy because coconut palm sugar, because it doesn't have any anti-caking ingredients in it, it will clump up on you, but you just take your hands and those clumps break apart fairly easily, and then you can have your granulated sugar. But I'm not too concerned about those. I just wanted to show you guys it does clump up a bit, and that is natural. That is because of the lack of additional ingredients to prevent the caking. So that's what we're after here. We're after minimal preservatives in our food. We're after minimal anti-caking agents in our food. That's what we're after. Whole, real foods that are minimally processed, that are minimally tampered with, organic if we can get it, non-GMO if we can get it. So, sometimes we're going to have to beat the sugar with our rolling pin, and that's totally okay. Just make sure, nobody with sensitive ears is around, and go ahead and crush up that coconut palm sugar with your rolling pin. It's okay. It's not a big deal if your sugar clumps up a little bit. Totally natural. All right, now we're going to be moving on to restocking some other items in the pantry. Let's see what we can get into and restock today. These are snack items for our kiddos. We like to keep a large jar of cranberries or craisins. These are apple juice infused craisins from Azure Standard. They don't have any artificial colors or sweeteners in them. And like I said, they are sweetened with apple juice concentrate, and they are so delicious and so I don't want to say they're juicy, but you can just see like how plump and amazing and delicious these craisins are. We absolutely love them, and we buy a big 10-pound bag of them. So we get a big old bag of those, and these Thompson raisins from Azure every other month or sometimes every 2 months. I've been trying to be really frugal with these throughout our pantry challenge to make them last, because as you guys know, I'm buying minimally from the store and from Azure. I'm just trying to buy like the basic pantry items we need, and then I'm absolutely trying to use up all the stuff that we haven't used up in the last year that needs to be. That's part of the pantry challenge, is just making sure we're working through and keeping our food stores organized. You want to make sure you are first in, first out. It's called FIFO, F-I-F-O. It's one of the keys to food management in your home, and that is something I keep on the forefront of my mind. First in, first out. All right, let's get through some of this older food, and let's start rotating this stuff so that we can keep our food stores fresh. This is the remainder of the organic A2A2 powdered milk. This is whole powdered milk, so they haven't removed any of the fat or anything from it. It does have to go through a special freeze drying process for that to happen. And we have, let's see, this is about 3 cups, about 2.5 to 3 cups of powdered milk. And then we're going to add some of that cocoa powder. I got that from Azure Standard as well. I bought a huge bag of it. It'll probably last us the next 3 years. And then I'm using cane sugar, powdered cane sugar. Yes, you can make your own powdered cane sugar in a food processor or in a high-speed blender. So you can take your organic cane sugar if you want to and pulverize it in your high-speed, high-powered blender and make your own organic cane sugar. But I have some cane sugar left over from birthdays and holidays and all that kind of stuff. I always grabbed a bag of cane sugar to make icing or whatever. And so I have a bag in my cabinet that I want to use up for this hot cocoa mix. And so you can see there I added about 2.5, 3 cups of powdered milk, 2 cups of hot cocoa mix, and then filled the rest up with powdered sugar. I have a full recipe, the correct recipe, not me over here winging it, but I have a full recipe and I'll link that down below in the video's description. It is included in an Azure Standard haul, but you can just skip to the recipe or look in the video's description for that, because off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact measurements. I know my original hot cocoa recipe called for 10 cups of milk, but because we're not making that large of a batch of hot cocoa, I'm just winging it here and trying to get it as similar as I can to that previous batch. So we're just making sure we have enough sugar in here, we have enough milk in here, and enough cocoa powder. Y'all know how I do it in this kitchen. I wing it. I have recipes somewhere, but I can't remember them. So we just kind of throw some stuff together and pray that it works out and tastes delicious. So the kids did end up having a cup of hot cocoa after this, and they loved it. They said it tasted better than the last time because I think I added more powdered sugar in these ratios than I did last time. So of course the kids loved it. This is a shorter video than I normally make for you all. I have been a bit under the weather, as you've heard me say in my other videos, and today and yesterday in particular, I've been bedridden. So today I feel well enough to sit up in bed and record and edit this video for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Are you going to give this coconut creamer a try? Do you want to make your own hot cocoa mix? These are ways that you can make sure you know what ingredients are going into your food. This is how you can cut out all those preservatives and all those nasty ingredients that can cause inflammation, all the hidden things that are in our processed foods that can be so detrimental to our health. So we're just taking another step to keep ourselves healthy. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.